Good morning, Tarkov. Look, just a couple technical difficulties on YouTube's side. Definitely not on my side at all. Definitely not on my side at all. But anyway, guys, welcome to Good Morning Tarkov, the Tarkov show where we talk everything Tarkov. Goes from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern United States time. We had an interesting podcast yesterday with Nikita that we're going to be talking about. Well, it wasn't with, I wasn't on it, but he talked with Clean. Clean did give me a shout out though, which I very much appreciate. So we'll get into a little bit with that, and then we'll get into a bit with where I've been the last few days if we wanted to, but we'll get to that a little bit later. And if you guys can't catch the entire stream, then you can check out the VOD, which will go up very soon after the stream ends. And then in the description of the VOD, if you're already watching it, you can check out, excuse me, you can check some timestamps so that you can keep up with the conversation. And then also there will be a Spotify link, but it does take a little bit longer for it to get up on Spotify because I have to download the entire stream and then upload it to Spotify. So that comes a little bit later. But also another thing that I wanted to make sure I started adding to this intros, guys. If you guys are watching the stream live, make sure you see the little live red dot next to live, because if the red dot isn't there, then you're not actually with us. You're actually in the past. So if you guys want to start asking questions, if you want to actually, communicate with me or something, make sure that you actually see the red dot next to live, because so many times I see people asking questions for topics that were like 15 minutes ago, and it just doesn't make sense to be in the conversation right now. And then I end up missing it. Not to mention after I end the stream, there's people asking questions like 15 minutes after the stream ends. So yeah, make sure you guys are checking that out as well. But for now, let's get these out of the way. My voice is a little groggy today, so hopefully that'll go away soon after I talk a little bit more. Anyway, guys. What up, Deathly? What up, Greg? Hey, Christopher. How am I doing? I'm doing fine. Hopefully this frog in my throat goes away. What's up, guys? Nolan here. Indeed, Nolan is here. It's his eye. Stream issues, I presume. YouTube really wanted to give you guys... Well, first YouTube didn't want to change the title, and then after I fixed the title thing, YouTube really wanted to give you guys all of the ads. It wanted like 30-second non-skippable ads. I'm not going to mess with it right now, so it doesn't fuck with it, but literally every single option for the ads for monetization were turned on, and I couldn't turn them off. And now for some reason it looks like the text, it looks like the it looks like the chat thing decided to do all of the chat all at once there. Anyway, guys, yeah, for some reason it really wanted to give you guys all of the ads, so I'm thinking that 30-second non-skippable ads in a live stream is probably not a good idea. So I decided to figure that out before I started the stream. Yeah, it really wanted to give you guys ads. Best method to get easy rubles. Go check out my How Noobs Become Millionaires route on Interchange. I've heard nothing but good things about that route, so I would go check that out. Shiny. Wipe re. So we can talk about that a little bit today too. What happened just now? It was, like I said, that was the ad thing. Did the patch get delayed? We are going to talk about that, Drew. We are going to talk about that. There's been a lot of conversations behind the scenes going on right now because it seems like Nikita did an oopsie. It seems like Nikita... It's very possible that Nikita explained that wrong, which does tend to happen sometimes. We call those Nikita-isms because English is not his first language, guys. You need to remember that English is not his first language. I, myself, it sounded enough for me to actually... I wrote a script, and the script for that... And a script for a video that was going to be patches delayed. Like, I was going to have that be, hey, patch delayed, whatever the title, either way, you know, it would convey that the patch is delayed, because I believed it. But but it might not be the case. So we're gonna break that down today. We are gonna break that down today. Heard you got a puck to the head. Oh, that was weeks ago. I'm good now, dude. I'm good now. It's fine. I was good later that day. I just needed the morning off. I've been playing hockey my entire life. It's fine. And I had a full cage, so there was no trip to the dentist involved. Wow, that coffee decided to make a really weird noise when I'll take this thing off. We didn't have any coffee in the house, so I had to go get some. Dunks. The dunks. Here we go. Yeah, all you guys asking about wipe, we'll get to that soon. Top of the morning to you. Anything crazy or new with the live stream yesterday? There is a couple things that we can talk about. There's actually a few times that is going to be today's topic, guys, once we get a few more people into the stream here. Unfortunately, we had that screw up where I had to end the stream and then restart it, so hopefully there's not too many people annoyed by that. Because I would much rather you guys not have 30-second unskippable ads during the live stream. So once I saw that the monetization thing pop up and it said that was a thing, I was like, fuck it, I'll just end the stream. So yeah. Also the blah blah blah. The title thing didn't change either, so that was that. Yeah, that slurped the hell out of that. You be putting the M61 through walls though? What do you mean? Thursday? Yeah. Wait, today's... please tell me today's not Thursday, right? No, it's Friday. What the fuck? Why you say Thursday? Why are you messing with me? What are you doing, dude? Firefly. It's like, what? I think the most asked question here is regarding the wipe date. So, guys, there is no wipe date. There is no wipe date. All of the information is still the same. If you guys really, for some reason, there's like 4 of you guys here that are really like, hey, when wipe. Those of you that are asking that, and if you really need to know, and you're just kind of sitting there typing, it's just like, you know, just like, please tell me when the wipe is, that kind of a thing. Go check out my my most recent videos on my most recent video, which was most asked questions. That is going to explain whatever you need to hear, because something tells me that if you're that anxious, and if you really are like that, like you need to know right now, you're not going to be able to understand what I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. So just go watch that video. Just go watch that video I put up. That was like a week ago now for the other video. But we do have another video coming up today, and we'll explain some other things. The door was shut in Lab's arsenal, and me and my buddy got killed through the walls. Okay, that was a hacker. Yeah, welcome to Tarkov. With misfires coming, we are going to have to learn barrel safety. Yeah. That would be interesting if that was the thing. You mean like you keep the muzzle out of the ground kind of a thing? Or do you mean like not pointing at friendlies? Because I don't know how not pointing at friendlies would make it not jam or not misfire. Interchange expansion when? Expansion? They've already expanded it. I don't think they're going to do anything extra. I think the next thing coming for interchange is they're going to do a little bit with the lighting. Nikita said something about the lighting wasn't really exactly where they wanted it to be. And then I think that's it. And then map travel. If they end up doing something with map travel, because customs is right there. Customs is right next to interchange. And then maybe suburbs, but we haven't heard anything about suburbs. So, here, all right. I have this clip that I wanted to have you guys listen to, but it doesn't want to freaking work. Fornicating work. So guys, today's topic, we are going to talk about cleans. You might hear clean here talk in a second because I'm trying to get this VOD thing to work. It's just not. So let me see if I can do this. So yeah, today's topic, which we are going to, there's enough people here, so we're going to get to that here today. There's a very interesting moment here where Nikita talked about some stuff, and we're going to break this down together. There's actually two interesting moments that we're going to talk about together as well. There's going to be, there was one point where he talked about the separate server infrastructure for wipes and non-wipes, and then there's one where he talked about what is actually going on with the patch. Give me one sec here. All right, the fucking thing isn't working. God damn it. Why so many technical difficulties on the day I'm coming back? God damn it. All right, you know what? I need help from 2 people. Here is the VOD, because the clips that I made are not working. It's possible. I don't think it's delayed. That's what I wanted to get to. The clips that I have saved are not working. So here's what we're going to do. If I could get 1 or 2 of you to go to that VOD real quick, somewhere in the middle, Nikita talked about the possibility. He mentioned like a delay somewhere in the middle of that. So like, I don't exactly know when, but somewhere in the middle of that, if you guys can go scrubbing through that, they were talking about the patch and they were talking about features. If we end up finding it, because I have clips saved, but they just aren't. They're not working. I can't show them on the stream. So it just keeps sending me to a 3 or 4 screen. So let's see if we can find that. If I can get some volunteers, if we can find that clip, and I'll play it on stream. But either way, I can still talk about it. And then the same thing, because my other fucking clip, of course, isn't working. So the other thing too is with the server infrastructure. So whether or not the patch is delayed, and then the server infrastructure. So regardless whether we can talk about it during the live stream today, I will have a video later today where I will have these clips working, and then we'll discuss it. I really wanted, especially the one where there was the delay, I really wanted to talk about that in the stream though. So if someone, yeah, that's that podcast. That is that podcast. My fucking clips that I have for it aren't working. So I'm trying to figure that out, and it doesn't seem to want to work. So something got messed up with my clips, unfortunately. So I don't have them here. But we can't talk about them, so that's what we're going to do. All right, guys. Turn the music down just a little bit. So generally speaking, also that'll be the same for if you guys do want to go watch the VOD, the full VOD of this live. Excuse me, because it was a good live stream. If you guys want to go watch that full VOD of that live stream yesterday, that's going to be the same link there. But basically what they wanted to do was they wanted to get a bunch of gun professionals. So they got the guy from T-Rex Arms, Lucas, or I guess he is T-Rex Arms because he's like the CEO of the company. Brandon Herrera, the aka the AK guy, AK-50, all that stuff. So also just everything AKs, and he's just really fucking funny. And then the Pace Performance guy, Paul, I think is his first name. I think Paul's first name is Pace Performance, and he's like an insane shooter, like in terms of like competition shooting. Also, I forget if he I don't think he owns Agency Arms, but I know he works for Agency Arms. And I got a couple triggers from him actually. So he's a cool guy. Really knows his guns, really knows his training and stuff like that. And then we have Clean, of course. So as a gun guy, ambassador kind of guy for Tarkov in general, as one of the first Escape from Tarkov streamers, and then your boy Nikita himself. So they basically wanted to talk about like the future of the realistic aspects. It's not necessarily realism because they still are sticking with the as realistic as playable, which I do have a note here about that because that's what Nikita ended up bringing up, is that there is a gray area, right? So there has to be a gray area. There has to kind of be a sweet spot between realism and playable. And Nikita did say during this podcast that if he had his way, like if it was just his game, if he was just making it for himself, then the game would be significantly more hardcore than even what it's going to end up being. And even though the game is going to be becoming more hardcore, he said that he wanted it to be even more hardcore. But anyway, he said he's going to dial it back for other reasons, which we can talk to it. We get on that in a little bit because I have that note about that later. But yeah, so they were just talking about how guns move and how they act in game and how they should be acting and stuff like that. And basically, I thought it was a little bit of a weird topic because I knew kind of what once I realized like that's what they were gonna do, and it turned up being fine. It ended up being fine because once they realized like that, okay, so he's just giving the same answer for everything, then they ended up moving on and they started talking about the game a hell of a lot more, and they started talking about like other stuff, which is fine. Which was that when it comes to the movement and the as realistic as playable stuff, when it comes to the guns and like what they're planning to do is they know that stuff isn't working the way they want it to. Like same thing with inertia. They know that the ADS speed is weird. They know that the weight of the weapons are weird. They know that the lights don't actually show a shadow for the suppressors. They know that the lights aren't actually working a little kind of correctly. They know that the red dots they're just acting weird. Like you can't change the brightness of the red, well, most of the red dots. Some of the red dots you can't, but For the ones that you should be able to change the brightness, you can't. Stuff like that. Like all that kind of stuff, which would be what a gun professional would want to talk to them about. They know. BSG knows, it's just not in the game yet. And then once they realize, like, oh, this dude, he does know, he's just, the game's not done yet. it's just that it's not done yet. So they're not in the game yet. It's not ready yet. So that's why. Also, guys, if anyone is looking for those links for me, send them over to my Discord, which I do need to add the fucking Discord. If you guys are not on the Discord, make sure you check out the description, because this time I will remember to put that in the description this time. But that is the Discord too, by the way, right here. In the future, we'll have question segments. There's actually a bunch of shit. Oh, actually, speaking of that made me forget too. If you guys are interested in becoming a nice guy Sherpa, I'm going to have a specific program where I teach people the stuff that I teach people. Like, I would teach people how to teach what I teach, so they would become specific nice guy Sherpas. So the nice guy Sherpa program is starting this weekend. That's what I'm going to talk about. I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today for today's video, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have a full video explaining the nice guy Sherpa program. If that sounds like something you're gonna be interested in, at least check out the video. That video is gonna go up tomorrow. But yeah, so that's my Discord. And if you guys have the if you do have that link for the clip or for the timestamp, I'm specifically looking for a fucking timestamp because the clips just aren't working. Anyway, so stay tuned for that. If that's something that you're interested in, that's gonna be coming up. But anyway. So what they were mentioning, they just kept asking questions about stuff that they just knew that, they just knew that Nikita was just going to keep saying it. Like, they know it's just not a higher priority. It's not it's not a priority for suppressors to cast shadows. It's not a priority for lights to actually work. I mean, they did mess with lights a little bit, so I think there's things to be changed there for sure. But while they were in that discussion, Nikita did say that they have five times the amount of current. This was the bit weird, so take this with a grain of salt because of how he described this. But generally speaking, equipment for guns, so whether it be attachments, parts, all that stuff, he said that they have 5 times the amount of those things. So like all your dust covers, your grips, your attachments, your probably not your optics. The optics would be considered something else. But like your stocks, your handguards, all that stuff. They said they have 5 times that amount already modeled and good to go, which I would believe. But it's backed up in the the animations, or not animations. How is it backed up? Wait, did he even say? That doesn't make any fucking sense. What was he talking about? Now that I think about that. So what's the thing that they're? All right, I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. But he said that there's some kind of delay with something. Because those things are inanimate. There shouldn't be anything. Maybe if they're gonna do the in-raid weapon modding, that you have to. Oh, that'd be insane if they did that. I'd rather just. Okay, this is me. I'm talking to myself a little bit here, guys. So, if he thinks that if the delay is animations and he didn't fuck up, then what if the weapon modding, the in-raid weapon modding, actually involves you seeing it? And your hand actually takes it off the gun? I feel like that's way too expensive, though. I feel like they don't need to do that. They wouldn't do that. I'd be completely fine with if the gun goes off screen and then just some magic shit happens and then boom. Like, you can take the right amount of time and then boom, I have a different handguard or whatever. But I guess that doesn't make sense. I guess you're going to have to see, like, the multi-tool. You guys see what I'm saying? So he says that they have a model, but they're waiting on the animations. But if it's just a handguard, or if it's just a grip, or if it's a stock, or if it's something like that, where, yeah, you would need to mod them in game, like, you would need to have the multi-tool in order to actually do it correctly. I get that, but, like, I feel like I don't really care that much. Like, just bring it off screen. Just bring it off screen so that we can get them. What about Scav Karma? Scav Karma's coming. AZ Tarkov animations, yeah, that's a good point. Like, they're totally gonna do it, but, like, they won't buff and nerf them. It's because they need the set of properties of the attachments, right? They need the set of properties of the attachments, right? Oh, was that it? Oh, that's probably it. That's probably it. It could be animations though too, if they are doing it, because Zone Stalker's right. Like knowing BSG and knowing Tarkov, like it's just. I feel like they don't need to do that. I'd be completely okay with that. So BBC, we're gonna get to that in a second. I'd be so okay with that if they just took the gun off screen, even though we're gonna like mod it in raid. Basically, guys, if you don't understand what's going on right now, the weapons are going to be fully moddable as long as you have a multi-tool with you, like that multi-tool that you need to drop off on the. Pretty much, I feel like the only reason that anyone knows what a multi-tool is because the workbench in the hideout, and then the you gotta drop one off at the boat on Shoreline for Peacekeeper. Excuse me, guys. I'm pretty sure that's like the only reason why anyone knows what a multi-tool is. But anyway, you're gonna need one of those in order to modify your gun significantly in raid. So that's what we're talking about. So do you put your gun down? I mean, I sure as shit wouldn't put my gun down in the dirt. So how's that gonna work? Oh man, there's so many questions now that are coming from this. I don't understand how that's gonna work. But damn, if they're gonna have an animation for every single part, it just doesn't seem like the right move. But whatever. Not yet. Are you talking to me or his name's Nolan? Oh, okay. Did you already talk about the what? All right, guys, listen. Everybody and their mother are asking about the fucking the fucking wipe and the 12.11 and shit like that. All right, so we'll skip a little bit of ahead here. Now, it was my intention today, guys, that I had these. I literally have the link for the clip right here, and it's just not working. It's not sending me to the. It's just not doing it. So there was a point in this live stream, which I will do I'll go and get that clip and I'll talk about it in today's video. There was a point in this live stream yesterday, but here's the VOD anyway, if you guys want to go watch it later. This is the VOD from yesterday. Just acted out. Well, the thing that is the problem is the Nikita-isms involved. So I wanted us together to go through what Nikita was saying. So again, English isn't Nikita's first language, guys, and this is where the confusion came from. So actually, you know what? After I was talking to a couple emissaries, and I was also talking to some people that know what they're talking about. So here's the gist of what actually I have an exact quote from here. At least this better be an exact quote, Mr. Emissary. This better be an exact quote if you're listening, Mr. Emissary, because you're about to say. I won't give your name in case it's not. So from a trusted emissary source of Escape from Tarkov, who went and looked into this himself. An exact quote from Nikita is 12.11 is still being worked on and will be released when it meets the devs quality standards. No, oh, sorry. This is an exact quote. Sorry. This isn't from, I misread that. This isn't from Nikita. This is from the emissary that was talking. So they have some, I guess they have some insider information or whatever. But the exact quote and the exact thing that we're supposed to be saying to people, the statement right now in terms of 12.11 is that 12.11 is still being worked on and will be released when it meets the devs quality standards. No firm ETA as of now. So that means that it could be delayed and it couldn't be. So welcome to my world. That's why it's difficult to fucking talk about this stuff. But if we come up here, there seems to be a lot of people that want to think that what Nikita said yesterday doesn't actually mean that it was delayed. It means that some of the parts of the patch were delayed. So welcome to my world. Like, I'm going through this conversation that we had here. Oh, gotcha. Oh, I have a timestamp from this discussion. Fuck yeah. Hold up. 1:34:45. $1:34:45. This might work here, guys. Hold up. I think we might be able to do what I wanted to do. Let's see this. So if we come over here, I think this is gonna work. All right, let's come over here. All right, based off of the discussion that I was having with them yesterday, this should be it. Pause this for now. Let's see what pops up here.
An option to have changeable brightness levels is also planned, but not for this patch, but it's planned.
Cool, nice.
So, like, pretty big changes are coming in the next patch. Unfortunately, not everything that we wanted because again, we already delaying the patch because we wanted to make it like early June, but it's not possible, unfortunately. But it will consist of pretty interesting stuff.
So that was it right there. That was what everyone is worried about, because when you first listen to it, it seems like that's obvious. Like, I really wish Nikita would just tweet and say that it is delayed or not. But for some reason or another, there's a lot of people that are saying what he's talking about there are the attachments. I'm on the train of people that believes that after he said that, it is delayed. Because that does seem pretty obvious. That seems pretty obvious that he means the patch. But some people are saying, no, he meant some parts of the patch. But we'll listen to it again here.
Changes are coming in the next patch. Unfortunately, not everything that we wanted, because again, we already delaying the patch because we wanted to make it like.
So what he just said right there, we're already delaying the patch. He has literally said that multiple times in the past before, and every single time that he's said that, and this is where people are coming from with the confusion, every single time that he said it in the past, it means like we are currently in the delay, not a further delay. He did this with last wipes patch. He did this with, I think it was like 10.0. It was one of the 10.0 patches where he was saying that like basically the timeline works out that they wanted 12.11 like already. Like they wanted as of the 28th of May. He's talking about the 27th of May, because this is when he was actually sitting here talking about this. This is when this was this is when this stream was, when he's talking. Excuse me. When he was talking, it was the 27th of May. So as he was sitting there saying this right now, he meant that they wish that they had 12.11 for that day, which makes sense because they did. They wanted 12.11 for like mid-May. So we should be in 12.11 right now. So it is delayed. So what he's talking about there is that they wanted it for mid-May. Now, the next difficult bit is look what he says about the early June thing. This is what the other thing is about this whole early June thing.
Like early June, but it's not possible, unfortunately. But it will consist of pretty interesting stuff, especially like consist of pretty everything that we wanted, because again, we already delaying the patch because we wanted to make it like early June, but it's not possible, unfortunately.
So specifically that right there is why I think it's even further delayed. Because unless this was like the biggest Nikita-ism of all Nikita-isms, I think that's pretty fucking clear. Unless he's like, so there's times when, like, welcome to my world too here, by the way, guys. Like, we're gonna need like a separate interpreter. We're gonna need to have someone that speaks Russian. We're gonna need to have someone that speaks specifically Nikita-isms, and then we're gonna need a person that can speak fluent Russian and Nikita-isms at the same time in order to sometimes interpret what he's saying. I'm getting pretty close to my degree in Nikita-isms, and given what I've learned from my Nikita-ism studies, I think I think what this means is that it is further delayed, which is why I was going to make a video about it. But I'm going to try my best to get some words and to get into BSG a little bit here and see just like what the fuck is that? What does that mean? Because that's so if we go back again to, it'd probably be something like that. Like that maybe.
Planned, but not for this patch, but it's planned.
Cool, nice.
So, like,
yeah, it's this right here.
Pretty big changes are coming in the next patch. Unfortunately, not everything that we wanted, because again, we're already delaying the patch.
So, part number one, we're already delaying the patch. He's, like I said, he said that multiple times in the past, and whenever he said it in the past, he's always meant, like, as he's saying it, he wanted the patch out earlier than that moment. So, like, is this going to show up? All right, this is going to show up. So this was Thursday. Just to make this super clear. Before Thursday. After Thursday. And we'll zoom that in a bit. Oh shit, I can't zoom it in from here. Fuck. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. So Nikita was currently sitting here when he said that. Every time that he has said this before, he's meant that they've wanted that patch here. They wanted that patch before he's saying it. So when he says we are already delaying the patch, he means that he wanted it before that point. This time, however, I don't think you can be any more clear about him wanting, and we'll listen to it here again. I don't think he could be any more clear that it's actually on top of the already delay, it's being further delayed.
Because we want to make it like early June.
Because he is actually pointing out we wanted to make it early June. That is the delayed point. We wanted to make it early June. Now, unless something about that has changed, it should have been mid-May. They've said mid-May before. Maybe he's forgetting that they said mid-May, so this is where the Nikita-isms translations come in. This is why we need someone to speak fluent Nikita. That could be a thing. But he very clearly says we wanted it early June.
But it's not possible.
But it's not possible, unfortunately. So we wanted it early June, but it's not possible, unfortunately. So either way, I personally, from Nice Guy, I don't think we're seeing it early June, and I think that's the delay. So regardless of whether however anyone sees this, it's not coming early June. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a delay. And as far as what I've reported on, because that was supposed to be the time, like that was if anything, it was supposed to be mid-May. Well, in terms of like what they've actually explained, and this is why they never go into dates too, guys. By the way, guys, anybody that's wondering what's going on with wipe and stuff, this is why they completely ditched all the when wipe stuff, all dates in general. And this is also why it's utter fucking chaos in order to actually do this stuff. And this is why so many people, when you ask them when wipe, this is why they say Thursday. Because no one wants to do, like, literally my content is information on this stuff. I haven't put up gameplay in like months because I'm the guy that goes in and does this stuff, and I'm the guy that makes the videos and talking about this stuff because it's its own thing. You can do an entire channel based off of just information and trying to depict what these guys are talking about, because that's what I do. Like, that is my channel right now, because it's so difficult to get the information correct from these guys. It's like its own fucking job on its own to get all this stuff correct. And then even then, I'm only correct most of the time and not all the time because of all the shit that pops up. So this is what we have to deal with right now. Regardless, I don't think, at the end of the day, I don't think we're getting the patch early June. So it'd be mid to late June, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. In today's video. It's going to go up later today.
Fortunately. But it will consist of pretty interesting stuff, especially like new weapons, new gear, the factory expansion, the boss of the factory, this like changes that I described, malfunctions.
So that was my second note, and that was a separate clip that I wanted to show you guys, so that hopefully you guys can understand what state of mind Nikita is in when he says stuff like this. So we'll replay that again.
Like changes that I described, malfunctions, the reworked sites, and
he's like looking around, like he doesn't have. I'll replay that again. Pay attention. Does this look like a man that has exact notes in front of him? He's just thinking off the top of his head, which can be a problem because he's the only one with the information. So there's no one there to say, dude, no, that's not what's happening, or hey, that's already done, or anything. So he's just coming off the top of his head of what's currently going on with the project, and that's why we have so many problems sometimes, which is fine, but people need to realize like that is what's happening. Like that, where they're just sitting there hanging out. He doesn't have any notes in front of him. He's just coming off the top of his head. It's like, oh, what did we talk about in our sprint meeting today? Or what did we talk about in our sprint planning or whatever last week? Or whatever. He's just trying to figure out or remember what exactly the team is working on off the top of his head. So it's super difficult to be accurate with that when that's what he's doing. So that's why we also have to be careful about this stuff. But you can pick pieces out of that, which are everything that I've talked about in my 12.11 video, except the Unity 19 upgrade, and it seems like apparently the sites got delayed as well. So the site upgrade, the site update, it seems like the site one got delayed, and it looks like Unity 19 got delayed. However, now that the entire patch is delayed, we'll see what that we'll see what that does to Unity 19 and to the site update and stuff like that. And we're going to talk about that in terms of timeline. We'll talk about specifics like that in today's video, just so everyone understands. But welcome to my world. Like, this is why I have this channel, because I have to go through and I have to decipher what's going on with this. But at the end of the day, this is not a dev podcast. This isn't them sitting in the BSG offices. It's super cool that they're doing this, and I really like that they're doing this. And it looks like they're going to do more. If you go and you listen to the rest of the podcast, it sounds like they're super interested in keeping in doing this more often. Excuse me. So there might be more of that coming, or there's probably more of that coming. But you need to remember that this isn't Nikita sitting next to Demirka in the BSG offices. This isn't them being an office away from the community team and having the community team open the door and say, like, no, that's wrong. No, you gotta say something else. Or like, no, that date is wrong, or no, that's not happening. And then Nikita saying, oh, sorry, my apologies. Like, this is what's actually happening. Like, this is Nikita in his house, chilling with the boys, and he's trying to remember just off the top of his head what's going on with the project. So we need to treat this stuff differently than if it was from the BSG offices. So we need to make sure that we keep that in mind absolutely this entire time, especially for very specific stuff that we're going to go and yell at people about on Reddit. And I'm not saying where, I'm just saying, people that are going to fucking do that shit. Because this is the heart of the Nikita-isms here, guys. This is the prime Nikita-isms when he's just talking off the top of his head. He can misspeak at any moment for multiple reasons, because English isn't his first language, and he's coming up with this stuff off the top of his head. He doesn't have notes in front of him. So that was that for the patch. I'm going to decipher that a bit more. If you guys want to know what my opinion is, I don't think you could be any more clear about even, disregarding Nikita-isms, disregarding that he's talking off the top of his head. Unless something's really screwed up there, unless there was just an utter mess up in terms of loss in translation between Russian and English there for Nikita, I really don't think you could be any more clear that it is actually delayed. So if you're asking me, I do think that there's a significant delay there, but that's just me. And that's him talking off the top of his head, and that's why I'm going to see if I can kind of ask around at BSG. I'm going to send some questions to some people at BSG, and I want to see if they could give me a more solid answer on what's going on with that. They might not. This might be all that we have to go off of. For all I know, once Nikita said that, their new community guy was starting to pull his hair out because he's like, why the fuck is he talking about this? Like, that's the only thing that I could see happening. So I'll see what I can find. But based off of what he said here in this clip, if you're asking me, I think it's delayed. I think it's going to be, mid to late June at this point, if that is the case. Which I'll put the music back on for this. Now we're getting into, but what if he did that on purpose? Which is a group discussion thing. Now we're getting into, what if he did that on purpose so that he could keep people playing? You know what I mean? Because last wipe, what I'm talking about is last wipe, he lied. Last wipe, they lied, saying that, no, there'll be no patch, it's fine. There will not be a wipe. Trust me, guys, there will not be a wipe. And then the day before the wipe came, yeah, sorry, I lied, there is a wipe. So what if that is just an elaborate thing to say, like, no one worry, it's not coming. Nope, no patch soon. Nope, don't worry, everyone keep playing. And then the patch pops up. I don't think that's what he's doing here. I do not think that's what he's doing here. It's a very different kind of situation with that. It's possible. I'm gonna definitely, it's gonna rewrite the book if that's what, in terms of like how I estimate this stuff. If that does end up being the case, that's definitely gonna rewrite the book. Beta just tweeted, what's that? Oh, it's about the Japan. The rivals, Twitch Japan, I guess, ended. Or no, Twitch rivals Japan for Escape from Tarkov is still ongoing. While we're on that subject, though, by the way, I didn't even realize that was happening. I didn't know that they were doing a Twitch rivals for Japan. So if I had known that, that would have changed my my schedule there, because last week was NA rivals. This week is Japan rivals. Obviously, if there was going to be a Japan Rivals, I wouldn't have said, because for the same reasoning that I gave for the EU and the NA Rivals, they're not going to wipe in the middle of a Rivals tournament because they're using public servers for part of it. So next week is now the new timeline. Again, my apologies because I didn't have the full information. I did not know that they were doing a Japan Twitch Rivals, and I'll talk about that in today's video. Or no. Yeah, it's going to be today's video. I'll talk about the Japan Rivals thing. That was a big fuck up. Because, again, that was bad information on my part. If I had known that there was going to be a Japan Rivals, I wouldn't have said the stuff that I said about May 20th, and I wouldn't have said, for the same reasoning that I said EU and NA, all of that reasoning is exactly the same. It's because they just wouldn't wipe when there's a Rivals tournament going on, but I didn't know that there was a Japan Rivals this week, and it's currently ongoing right now, so if you guys know how to read or speak Japanese, you can go watch that on Twitch. I don't. But best of luck, whoever is going to the playoffs there that they just tweeted about. So yeah, for the same reasoning of the EU and the NA, it's the same thing for the Japanese Rivals. I just didn't know that it was happening. So now we push that back another week, and we have to figure out what's going on with this whole, he's saying that it's delayed. Now, initially, when he's, like I said before, initially, when he said, we're already delaying it, he has said that in the past, where that meant that that current time, so yesterday when he said that, they were currently in the delayed time. So they wish that they had had the patch out already, and them making it be early June is the delay. But then there's that second part where he said, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Unfortunately, that's not possible for early June. So that's why, specifically, that's when he said that. Unless he really messed up, unless that's a super Nikita-ism coming into play there, that's why I think it even is further delayed. So we're going to talk about that today. The title of today's video is going to definitely involve some question marks. It's not going to be obvious. Delay, question mark. Is 12.11 delayed, question mark. Like that kind of a thing. Because it is super not obvious, and I'll see if I can find some more. Trust me, guys, in the back channels, on the Discords and the forums and the DMs and stuff like that, there's plenty of us content creators. Trust me, plenty of us content creators that are just as confused as you guys, and we're figuring it out. We're trying to figure out the best we can. So we'll talk about that in today's video. But I did want to get your guys' take. So that's going to do it for today's topic, even though we're already 50 minutes in, but there was a lot to talk about. So we'll extend it a little bit today because I actually know I was a little bit late. So there's going to be like a solid 20 minutes here, a solid 20 minutes or so of Q&A here, guys. So guys, as usual, at Nice Guy Space Tarkov, at Nice Guy Space Tarkov, like what Curiel just did there, what Raycon just did there, at Nice Guy Space Tarkov, like what I did there, like what Horace just did there. If you guys are trying to ask me a question, please do it with an at Nice Guy Space Tarkov. Just tuned in, quick recap. Eric, I hope you caught what I just did there. If you didn't, Eric, there should be a rewind on YouTube. There should be a rewind. Also, when you guys are typing, if you do at Nice Guy, it should pop up like right above your cursor when you're typing. Should make it super easy. God, I gotta mute for a second to get this frog out of my throat. Hold on. All right, we'll see if that got it. So people already did at Nice Guy Tarkov, so I'll get you. Raycon, what do you get? I think they added it because of the patch delay. It wasn't part of the original announcement. Man, I don't know what you're talking about there. Raycon, be a little bit more specific with what you're talking about. Because both your questions I could answer if I knew exactly what feature or whatever it is you're talking about. It's pretty obvious patch is delayed, and he just said malfunctions in sites rework are in the patch. Come on. It's Curiel. It is not obvious at all. It seems like you haven't been... It seems like you're new to Nikita-isms there, bud. Trust me, your attitude that you have right there has gotten me into... The attitude that you have right there is such a welcome to Tarkov thing, because welcome to Tarkov, dude, that doesn't mean shit. That doesn't mean any. Welcome to Tarkov, big time. Your attitude right there is why I have a channel, because everyone thinks that, and then when it doesn't end up happening that way, they're all like, "What the fuck?" And so they come to me to answer that. Like, I love that. that perfectly describes like most people when they first read or hear something about like some kind of press release or something from Escape from Tarkov. It's just like, oh, that's what's gonna happen, and then it doesn't end up happening because it's just Tarkov or it's Nikita-isms or whatever. It's like I know, Weez, that's just the funniest thing. Because Curiel, I'm assuming that you're like angry at me or whatever for whatever reason. The way that you read that or the way that you typed that, it just seems like you're mad at me for saying what I'm saying. And it's like you're just saying that it's pretty obvious. Nothing's pretty obvious, dude. It's PSG. It's Nikita. It's Escape from Tarkov, dude. Get ready for whatever's gonna come from this because it's not gonna be. It's not obvious in the slightest, dude. All right. Just get ready for that. Also, change your tone a little bit, please, and work with me a little bit. I get it. It's just, welcome to Tarkov, seriously. What do you think of adding countersign voice lines for, that would be amazing. I really hope they do that. I haven't heard anything specific from what I can tell. Any response from AOC about CC? No, not yet, actually, let me just check real quick. As long as they are, sending it to the right email that they said they were going to send it to, I haven't gotten anything yet, no. But remember, that's going to be July. That's going to be July, so we'll see what happens. The Japan Twitch Rivals? Yeah, what about... Oh, the Japan Twitch Rivals. Okay, so it wasn't part of the original announcement. I think they added it because of the patch delay. Oh. Are you sure, Jaycon? Or Raycon? Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure if you go back on... I do remember seeing posts in Japanese text from a while ago. I do, Raycon, if you go on their Twitter, I do remember seeing that from a while ago. But it was in Japanese, so I just assumed that they were saying, like, the Japanese Rivals is going to be tomorrow or whatever. I literally couldn't read any of it because it was in Japanese. All I knew is that I saw the Twitch Rivals thing, I saw it was Escape from Tarkov, and that's it. So maybe we can look into that a little bit more. But if they did end up because of the delay, I guess that makes sense. But I don't think they did. I don't think they did add that, but because of the delay. What do you think of this is way too loud. I gotta turn that down a little bit. That is usually the outro music, by the way, guys. But we're not gonna do the outro because I was a bit late today, guys. We're gonna do another like 15 minutes here. What do you think of a vaulting mechanic instead of just jumping? It's not gonna replace the jumping hunter, but vaulting is coming. Vaulting is coming to the game. That's confirmed multiple times. But it is absolutely not going to replace jumping. Jumping will still be a thing. So easy to break vaulting animations, though. Possibly. I don't know how easy they will be to break, but vaulting is coming. How about we speculate when they'll get rid of hacks? There's no speculation to be had there. They're trying their best right now, man. They're trying their best right now. Maybe it's not the highest priority. I don't know if they can up it somehow. But yeah, I don't know exactly what else they could be doing differently. I'm sure that you have some ideas, so elaborate, JB or JP. Sorry, JP Brogan. Let me know what ideas you got. Let's discuss. The language of Nikita. Yes, my primary concern is having the AI factions in so that now when people hear fighting, it's not guaranteed players. I think that's amazing. I don't know why that's a concern to you, but I think that's amazing. I do think the site update is coming in the next patch, though, based off of how he was talking about cleaning stuff. Yeah, welcome to Tarkov, dude. That's the biggest Nikita-ism if that's not what ends up coming. Tarkov once picking comes into... also, Kenny, you forgot the O in there, so it didn't pop up as orange, but I can tell you're trying to talk to me. So the easiest thing to do here, guys, if you're trying to do the @NiceGuy space Tarkov, do @NiceGuy, NOICE, and then it should pop up right above your cursor. Like, it should want to tell you to say, is this what you mean to do? Like, it'll say @NiceGuy Tarkov above it, and then just click it. If you guys see what I'm talking about. Where was I there? Once picking comes into play, do you think there'll be a need for keys? Absolutely, because keys are still going to be easier. Peas. Yeah, peas. We already have peas, actually, and they're delicious. Keys. Once keys come into the game, once picking comes into the game, keys are going to have, it's going to be a trade-off, right? Because keys are going to either be quicker, cheaper, or quieter than the other options. It's quicker, so it's quicker, cheaper, or quieter. Because obviously, if you use explosives on a door, that's pretty loud, and it's also going to be pretty expensive. If you blow open the door, whether it's if you shoot open the door, obviously you need to shoot. I don't know how it's going to work with suppressors or whatever. But if it's going to be loud, people are going to know you're there if you blow the hinges off of a door and you break in that way. When you pry open a door, my guess is that it's going to take a bit longer because you need to get the pry bar in there or something. And then once you do open it, it'll probably be as loud as breaching, like kicking open the door. And then obviously kicking open the door is as loud as that is now. And then picking is going to take a long time. Nikita has already said that picking the door is going to take a long time. And it's going to have its own obvious audio tone to it. So I don't think anything is just going to be as easy or as quick or as quiet, depending on what it is, as just taking a key out of your pocket and opening the door. Hold on one sec, guys. I got to mute again. All right, yeah, for some reason, I just spent the whole weekend in the wilderness, and for some reason, me sitting in my house is making me more congested than, not weekend, but the last couple days in the wilderness, and for some reason, me sitting in my house makes me more congested than all that. Unless this is now when I'm getting hit by it. Who knows? All right, Bonte, if you're in chat, I'll check that out later. Excuse me. When goes, we just talked about that a whole lot. Make sure you're checking out the video that I'm going to post later today. There's no date involved with my wipe prediction here, guys. Also, I forgot to do this earlier too. When it comes to predictions, or when it comes to what's next, basically, the only thing that we are waiting on right now, guys, the only thing that you should be worried about or looking for is the stream from BSG. Tarkov TV. Tarkov TV is what's next. They will not wipe the game. They will not patch the game until they do a Tarkov TV. Because they're going to explain what comes in the patch, and they're going to talk about the patch notes and all that stuff. So the wipe, if it does end up happening with 12.11, will not sneak up on you immediately. What could sneak up on us is the Tarkov TV podcast. So all of you guys that when wipe, do they have a new date or anything like that? No. The answer is no. So unless you want to keep hearing Thursday, then keep asking the question. Because I'm the guy that gives you some information and gives you reasoning behind it, but then that's all I end up doing all day. So that's why everyone else you ask just says Thursday. Because otherwise they'd be doing what I'm doing, which is explaining this stuff all fucking day, every day. So, if you guys want a date, I can't give you one because no one has a date. There is no date. It doesn't happen. If you guys want to know a possible patch, because it's not confirmed yet, a possible patch is 12.11. Still no date. If you guys want to know if it's coming tomorrow, no, it's not. Because we are going to have a Tarkov TV cast. So any of you guys that are super anxious, any of you guys that are waiting on the edge of your seat for this stuff, you need to wait for the Tarkov TV cast. That is what is next. The patch is not next. The wipe is not next. Although if it does come up with the patch, actually, that does make sense. Yeah. So the next thing they were waiting on is the Tarkov TV cast. Full stop. Tarkov TV is the next thing. So pay attention to Twitter. Pay attention to my stuff. If the Tarkov TV cast comes up, you'll know about it because I'll be shouting from the rooftops. So yeah, I gotta mute again, guys. Jeez, sorry. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we're waiting for next. What do you think about the idea of the whole plate feature? Do you think the specific plate carriers should still have movement debuffs and options for more plates? They will, Rucker. Depending on your rig, they will. They absolutely will. So that's going to be really cool. Well, we're a little delayed here, Ghost, because I had some technical difficulties at the beginning. Well, sorry if that looked offensive. Tone kind of lost in translation. But also, he listed scopes as patch feature, and his tone is obvious cue that it's not happy with the delay. No, so Curiel, all good. That's why I tell people. That's why I wouldn't. So usually what some people do is if I saw the tone that you use there, I would immediately get offended. But I wasn't offended. I just said, hey, please change your tone, because most of the time when I say that, it is a lost in translation thing, and people respond the exact same way that you just did. So that's usually how I go. And then right now, if you would come back at me some way about change your tone, and you say, don't tell me to change my fucking tone, then I know your intentions. Then I know what's going on there. But I will never do, at least I try not to ever do that stuff, unless maybe they're like a repeat offender or whatever. I'll always say like, hey, please change your tone, because then shit like this happens where you didn't mean it. But anyway. So yeah, it might seem obvious, but trust me, Nikita-isms count for a lot. Nikita-isms do count for a lot, especially when he's talking off the top of his head, like he is there. and there is some possibility that maybe that isn't delayed. He did talk about it a lot, and it seems like it's close to being finished. We'll see what ends up happening. I hope it ends up popping up in the next patch. I really do. But I could say the same for Unity 19, and we know that that's delayed. So maybe if it's further delayed, maybe we end up still getting Unity 19. We'll have to wait and see. Do you have a day job, or do you do YouTube full time? So this is this is my go-to thing. Generally speaking, I'm trying to do as much as I can, and I have a lot more plans too. Actually, no sex, because this is what you asked about earlier, AOC. For those of you guys that are interested, I'm planning on doing exactly what you guys see with Escape from Tarkov. Exactly the same content in terms of news, updates, tutorials, gameplay, all that kind of stuff, but with multiple games at the same time. So everything that you see with Escape from Tarkov, the same kind of content, the same kind of delivery system of that content and all that stuff, I plan on doing that with Ashes of Creation, which is an MMO, which is on the complete other side of the gaming universe. And then I also plan on doing it with Star Citizen. Hopefully Star Citizen actually gets a little bit quicker, which seems like it might be a little bit, although the next year is a bit shady, but we'll see what ends up happening. Either way, no shortage of content in it to do it for Star Citizen. But that is not going to be on this channel. This channel will forever be Escape from Tarkov related. And then if anything ever comes up of Escape from Tarkov slowing down, Russia 2028 is going to come up eventually. So what I'll do is I'll transition into a survival game of some kind that plays like Escape from Tarkov, unless Escape from Tarkov's lifespan does stay significantly longer than most other games. So this channel that you're currently watching is Escape from Tarkov, and if there ever comes a point when Escape from Tarkov isn't necessarily a full thing anymore, then I will find the closest survival game or the closest game that I can possibly find to Escape from Tarkov. And this is like years. This is like 10 years in the future, because I fully believe that the lifespan, as long as they fully deliver on what they wanted to deliver for Escape from Tarkov, I see no issue with Tarkov being a hot topic 10 years from now. Or maybe it gets into its decline 10 years from now is what I'm trying to say. With all the content they have planned, with all the things that they have planned to add to it and all that stuff, I genuinely believe that we'll still be talking about it 10 years from now. So that's why I'm comfortable making it a full channel. And then eventually we'll talk Russia 2028, and then we can do stuff for Russia 2028. Anyway, and then the second channel, whatever pops up first, the second channel is probably going to be Ashes of Creation, and then eventually a third channel on Star Citizen, whenever that ends up happening. And then maybe a fourth channel where it's just fucking everything. I don't know. Maybe that's the podcast channel. People have been saying they want this on its own channel. All that stuff. So that's what's going on with that. Any ideas on how weapon malfunctions will be remedied in game, like gun jam, spam, click button? My only guess, and it's not even a guess because I know that this is just how Escape from Tarkov would do things, or how BSG would do things, is it's going to be the exact same way you would do it in real life. So however you fix whatever jam has happened in your weapon, I guarantee it's going to be the exact same way you would fix it in real life. So you have to listen, I'm not that much of a gun guy, but whatever it might be, whatever you have to do to clear that jam, get the magazine. I've never had to actually talk through this, but I know how to do it with an AR. But like you drop the mag. If the mag sticks, you have to make sure you drop the mag. Try and clear it. If it's a double feed, then you're kind of fucked anyway. There's a bunch of things that you had. If I had the weapon in my hand right now, I would know what to do with my hands, but I can't really explain it. So charging handle. Yeah, drop the mag, charging handle a couple times, and then usually that clears it. So usually that you're good. So chances are, if you have some kind of any kind of weapon that you would have, chances are whatever kind of jam or misfire you would have, you would check the actual breach, check to see what's in there. If you call it a breach, I don't even know if you call it a breach. Chamber, I guess, I don't know. Check the chamber, see if there's anything in it. If there is stuck, then if there's something stuck in there, you drop the mag. Charging handle, hit the charging handle a couple times. Seems like it fires. Seems like it's good. Mag back in, charging handle, and then should be good to go from there. I think that's going to happen a lot. I think that's probably going to be the most common thing. Any more information on Sherpa program? Yes, my Sherpa program is happening this weekend. You guys are going to get a video about my personal Sherpa program tomorrow. So that's starting this weekend. The basic gist of it is that I'm going to have people that I teach how to Sherpa people based off of the things that I teach. And the reason why I'm doing that is because it's going to go into 5-man groups. So I want to be the guy that figures out 5-man groups for the masses. So I want to figure out a good like teaching kind of criteria for communication and just basically like teamwork, so that you can get 5-mans working to their best abilities for anyone, like for the masses. And that's going to be based off of just the curriculum or whatever that I would teach. And it's not necessarily just Escape from Tarkov. It's very specific. Like, any of you guys that understand what this means will know what I'm talking about. I'm literally going to put phase lines on every single map. That's basically what I'm going to do. I'm going to put phase lines, and I'm going to have specific code names and a specific word for and as common. It's going to be, in terms of call outs for like the buildings and stuff, it's going to be as common phrases and as common names as I can possibly get for them, but it's going to be a very specific call out for each of them depending on what phase line of the map you're on and stuff like that. It's going to make it very easy to understand, and it's out of everything out there, it's going to make it very easy to understand and how to very simple is the wrong word to use, very understandable of how to move through a map as a team and actually communicate well. That's the plan. And that's starting Saturday. That video is going to be up Saturday. So tomorrow. Do you think they really would lie to us directly about 2 wipes in a row? Fuck yeah, I do. Absolutely. Because they need people to keep playing. Eric. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fornicating-lutely. Misfire would probably be solved with clearing the breach, left control R. Yeah, but depends on if it's just a misfire. If it's just a misfire, then yeah, you rack it. You rack it and it should be fine. If it is just a misfire. So actually you are completely right there. So it does seem like they were moving a lot in on misfires. He was talking misfires a lot. And if that's the case, guys, a misfire is just that the round did not actually ignite. Like the round did not actually fire. So you would just need to eject it, in which case you rack the charging handle, that round will eject, and then it'll put a new round in. And you should be good to go. So yeah, that should be a thing. Getting a 5-man working is really hard. Yes, it is, but I think I can do it. I think I can figure out a way to do it. Didn't New World sell its soul already? They didn't necessarily, Lornex. I have to read that thing. They did a press release the other day talking about it, but we're not going to get into that. I already talked about enough stuff that isn't Escape from Tarkov. We got to keep things Escape from Tarkov related. If you guys want to talk about other things, make sure you join the Discord, which while I'm here, here's the Discord link. If you guys have not... Am I late? Jack. It's fine, though. Good morning, Jack. I hope you use the call-out crack house on cuts. That's what I mean. Like, I'm going to, Bonte. I'm going to call that crack house. I already know what you're talking about. Yeah, trust me. I will. But the phase line thing is going to be... there. David Rojas, you're catching us at the wrong time. A little bit of the wrong time. But, we did run a little bit late today, guys, because of some technical difficulties at the beginning, but we are we are getting close. I didn't know you were fucking streaming. Oh, sorry, Jack. It's all good, dude. It's all good, dude. But anyway, we are coming up to the end of it here. So if you guys have any last second questions, I'm going to lightning round this as I usually do. Please use @NiceGuySpaceTarkov. @NiceGuySpaceTarkov. And if there's any questions that I didn't get to, light me up and, I'll see if I can get to them before we head out for the day. There's a keybind for that. Yeah, I know there's a keybind for it. That would make sense for a misfire, but I was thinking more along the lines of if it was like a double feed or something like that. But that's totally right. That's totally true. That if it is just a misfire, then racking it will be fine. Racking it will do the job. Do you think metaguns are an issue? Do you have any ideas on how to get rid of them? I don't need to worry about that, PogChamp, because Nikita hates metas. But like the last 3 times that Nikita has spoken to anyone, including me, he's talked about how he hates metas and he doesn't want metas, except he calls them metas. So if you ever hear Nikita talk about a meta, that's meta. He calls them metas. He hates the meta. I don't want the metas in the game. Like he hates them. You watch Clean Stream? I did, Jack. So today's video is going to be about that. Today I'm going to do a video today about everything that came from Twitch, from Clean's stream with Nikita yesterday. And yes, I'm thinking that I'm thinking that the patch is even further delayed. There's a lot of people that, based off of, I talked about it earlier, Jack, we can talk about it on the side note, but just for now, because we already talked about, like, literally that was the subject today. The subject today was talking about that, and I went into detail, and I have the clip of him saying exactly what he said and all that. So if you guys really want to know that, you can rewind, but that's going to be the subject of today's video, whether or not like what's going on with the patch. And yeah, so just wait for the video or rewind if you want to if you guys want to hear that, including Jack. Otherwise, Jack, you can just DM me and we can talk later. Any question? But thanks for the informative comment. Any question, Thor? It ain't a question, but oh, that's what you're talking about yourself there. Okay, yeah, no problem. Thank you for the kind words. Send toss. You're gonna have to ask Finny about that. I heard Finny sent you guys on the Discord some pictures of my shoes or something. I saw that. I did not consent to those shoe pictures as we were walking around. But yeah, metas aren't going to be a thing. Nikita's going to make sure. And the thing about that is, like, it's not like he's going to remove anything or change anything significantly in terms of how that weapon is used in game. But what he would do is fuck with the economy. So we have those those dynamic economic events, and that's how you would fuck with the metas. So whatever gun people really like to use, whatever attachment people really like to use, whatever armor piece that people really like to use, whatever ammo people really like to use, somebody is going to get ambushed and it's going to affect their trade route, or there's going to be some kind of problem. There will be a fire in the warehouse and there just won't be any more of that ammo, of that armor, of that gun. Like, that shit's going to happen. And then the economy is just going to be fucking sucked dry of whatever it is. Like, it's whatever they end up doing, there's going to be events like that pop up that will make that meta weapon or that armor or that ammo very difficult to acquire. And that's what he's going to do against the metas. That's how he's going to fight the metas. What is a keybind to unchamber single rounds? I think he said it was Alt T. Personally, I never do that because I haven't needed to, so I'm gonna need to learn how to do that. Left control R. Left control R, isn't that? Left control R. I thought that's check the chamber. Isn't that check the chamber? I would have to have the gun in front of me. I thought T was involved somewhere. Go check your keybinds. Or maybe it is, because someone else is saying it's left control R. Flat pull, observe, release, tap, shoot. There you go, sports. Dude, Stefan knows his shit. Yeah. I'll have to remember that. Stefan, I'm going to take a note of your name and that. I'm assuming you got that from somewhere, but that is a great way to put it. I was never military or anything, so having acronyms is amazing. Slap, pull, observe, release, tap, shoot. Exactly. What you guys didn't see is when I was saying that earlier is I literally acted like I had an AR in my hand and I was just doing the motions with my hands. So, but that was it. Observe being the most important thing. Not necessarily the most important, especially if it's Jan, but observe being able to see like if it's actually obscuring. If there actually is a jam, you'd be able to see if it's like a double feed or something. Slap them. Oh, so slap the mag. Slap the mag, pull. Oh, like if it was a failure to feed for the slap. Okay. So if it was a failure to feed for the slap, and then that'll get also while you're doing the charging handle, if it was a misfire, then it would get the misfire out there anyway. Oh, okay. I see why they're doing that. All right. So slap, pull, reserve, observe, release, tap, shoot. Okay, cool. Sports. Yeah. I'll shout you out there when I talk about that in a video. I'm going to talk about how misfires and stuff are going to happen in its own specific video, so I'll make sure I give you there a shout out, Stefan. Thanks for the heads up on that one. Control R is empty chamber in the wiki. Okay, so yeah, Control R, whoever was asking that. Alt T is to check mag. Yeah, I know it was to check mag, but I thought that isn't check the chamber or something also? Isn't that like Control T or something like that? I thought it was. I don't know. No, it racks it. Oh, it does. Okay. Well, racking it will if it's a misfire, but you wouldn't know if it's a misfire or not unless you look. We can talk about this another time. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. I think we got to everything. If you missed anything, the VOD is going to be up. If you want to talk more about something, I will be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern United States time, as long as YouTube allows me to stream without putting all the fucking ads on, because that was the technical difficulty this morning. First, it didn't want to change the title, and then when it did want me to change, or it did allow me to change the title, it wanted to give you guys like 30-second unskippable ads for a live stream, which that would be a no-go. So yeah. Anyway, guys, that was Good Morning Tarkov. Again, I will be back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern United States time. And I'm going to have a video go up later today talking about everything that they talked about with Clean yesterday, about the patch, about stuff that popped up yesterday, about all the new attachments that are coming, about misfires that they talked about, and all that stuff. Some cool stuff, some really cool stuff that they talked about yesterday. So that'll be a short, no BS video today, and then tomorrow I have my video for the Sherpa program. So we can talk about the Sherpa program. In fact, I think we are going to talk about the Sherpa program specifically tomorrow in tomorrow's Good Morning Tarkov. But of course, we are going to have the Q&A. So if you guys miss any questions, you guys can ask it during the Q&A. I never even talked about my break. If you guys are interested, I really, really appreciated that I can take a few days off, and now we're coming back to some great Tarkov stuff. So I really needed to just leave the house for like 3 days, so that was great. If you guys want to see some pictures or anything, I'll be posting those in Discord. So make sure you join the Discord. Make sure you join the Discord. Discord's going to be way, 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 way more active. I can just kind of chill with you guys and talk whenever. So it'll be in the description if you guys are listening on Spotify or anything like that. But there's a link for the Discord. Make sure you join it if you haven't already. Thank you guys very much for hanging out today. I love you, and I hope you have a nice day. See you guys.